Hey guys, Brian Horton with BK Trading Academy. We're going to analyze AUDNZD. I don't want to waste your time any further, so let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, guys. So you've been following us for a while. You know that we like to look at the larger time frame. I'm looking at the weekly on AUDNZD, and I like to just kind of mark my levels, right? So we see these bottoms here, in which we don't really have to mark right now because price is currently way above that area. So I'm just going to mark my significant areas right here. This is going to be my support zone, and then this is my resistance zone. And the way that I tell is simply by looking at peaks and bottoms. Whenever price has been at a location for multiple times where it fails to break, that can be a key area. So as I do that, I'm going to drill down to the daily here. And now we just want to see exactly where price is going. So we can see that my support zone is here, and then my resistance zone here is here. And let me show you why I mark this here. So we like to use a rectangle here just to give us enough room and enough space so that for price to kind of move in and out of these zones here. So this is what I'm talking about. So now that we're narrowing in to where price is at, this is where price has bounced off and wicked multiple times in this area, even here as resistance zone. So we see price shot up, respected this area multiple times, and we can see that there are a few days in which it done that. So when price does that, that means that these hedge funds and bankers, those who actually move the price, says that that is a significant price. So here are a few more here. So we can see price rested in this area here. So anywhere within this red rectangle, we never just draw a straight skinny line. We like to make sure it's pretty thick enough because we know that price can go well within that area, right? And then we see the same thing here where price had wicked right here as a resistance, came back down, wicked. Now that we have marked our key levels, our support and resistance zone, then we want to just kind of identify if we're in an uptrend or a downtrend. So as I look here, we are clearly in a downtrend. And as our downtrend is making lower lows and lower highs, we begin to make our trend line here, right? So we want to pretty much connect our first line, our second line, and just continue to run it through. We can see how price has been respecting this here. And oftentimes we like to clone and make this a channel here. So we can see that price bounces off this channel. So every time price comes to our resistance trend line, we're going for a sell. Whenever it bounces off our support trend line, we're going for a buy, and so on and so forth. Until recently, when price broke through our resistance trend line. So whenever you see price break through your trend line, if your trend line is drawn correctly, that is key, that is a possible reversal. All right. And guess what? Price broke through it and it came to retest this resistance, now support zone. And then we can see that it is wicking. And we always say that wicks tell us a story. All that means is that whenever you see wicks, that means that price doesn't want to hold there long. And it's a strong possibility that it will continue to the upside. So now price is pretty much resting on this support zone. And if I look back for clues, this is what I'm looking at here. So as I get my brush here, look at this wick and where it landed. And if I scroll this all the way over to this side here, it is at the same price where price was at previously in March 2022. A strong level. So we always look in the past. Price action says that we look in the past to determine our future. And it is no coincidence that price will stop exactly where it happened in the past. So this is all of our zone here, right? So remember, when I look left, multiple wicks here. It stopped multiple times, and there is a reason. It just doesn't happen by luck or happenstance, what some people say. It's because the people who move the market says that it is a significant level, and so they often will buy at those levels or sell at those levels. We see that price broke our trend line, is coming to rest, and we can see this strong bearish sentiment here, the strong bearish downtrend. It is time for price to reverse. So we see a strong push to the upside. It came back to retest now as support. And usually when we see that, we will start beginning an uptrend. So now what are we to do? We're on the daily, and it depends on what type of trader you're at. If you're a swing trader, we can buy at this level here. Either one, you can come back and wait for price to retest this level, which may or may not happen, or you can simply buy. If you're a swing trader, you plan on being in the trade for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of days to a couple of weeks. If you're a position trader, you can sit on there for a few weeks to maybe a month or so, because we know that we're at the beginning of a trend. right? If you're planning on intraday trading, it's a little different, okay? Or even scalping. We want to drill down to the lower time frame. So let's go ahead and just drill down to the 4-hour time frame here. I'm going to clean up my chart just a tad bit here, and I'm going to drill back down to the 4-hour. And let's see what exactly has happened here. So we typically want to buy at a support level, okay? So we have our M formation or our overextended M formation here, and price came to rest on the support zone, and we can see that it's beginning to push up higher, okay? So remember, like I said, you want to try to get in at the best price, especially when you're scalping or intraday. If you are a swing trader, even if you didn't quite get in at the beginning, it's completely fine. If you do get in at the beginning, that's even better. But if you plan on being in a trade for a while, you know price is going to go up, and you don't mind withstanding a few pips against you because you know in the long term it's going to be in your favor. So what I would plan for you to do if you're an intraday trader is you're going to wait for price to come back and retest here, right? So price can do something like this, come to the upside, may come back and retest either this area or this area right here, but you know it's going to pull back, right? So one or two things, it can pull back to this area here for a triple bottom here. So 1, 2, and 3, or it may come back and retest this area right here. Okay. So let me clean up my chart just so I can show you exactly how this may play out, so it can look a little bit cleaner to you here. Okay, so intraday traders or scalpers, you want to wait and get in at the best price. Okay, it may come back down to the support zone, and if it does, that would be a great time to buy. Okay, if it doesn't, you're just going to have to wait. Remember, we're waiting and marking up our charts 90% of the time, and we're executing our trades 10% of the time. All right, so if it doesn't come back right away, it may come back up and it may push to the upside, either retesting this area here, or even further, this area here. If so, either one, it's going to pull back, right? So if it comes back and retests this area and it begins to wick, it's going to come back down at least within this range here. If it pushes to the upside and retests this area, you can almost count on it coming back to retest this peak right here. All right. So you want to try to get in at the best price, especially if you're going to be scalping or intraday trading. So that's what I'm going to do for this particular pair. I want you guys to let me know what you think, right? So we've seen that price broke structure. It broke through the channel. It came back to retest this previous support zone or this key level here, and it's starting to make its way to the upside, right? So if you're position trading, just to recap, you can go ahead and put in your buy now, or you can wait to see if price will come back, but it may not come back. It may not come back, right? So if you are a position trader or even a swing trader, you're in for the long haul. So if it comes against you a few pips, you should be completely fine. You don't mind that because you're in it for a few weeks or a few months. All right. So that is my analysis for AUDCAD, right? Really simple, really simple. You make sure, and one of the key things that you must understand in this particular strategy is make sure that your trend line is on point, because if your trend line isn't connected properly, you will not know when price break structure here. You wouldn't know that because your trend line isn't drawn correctly. So just a real brief view of how to draw your trend line, and we have plenty of videos on this here, is that you want to make sure you connect your first trend. You want to connect your first part of your line to the first wick here, or the first candle, and then you want to connect it to the second and then continue to drill it through here. All right, so let's go ahead and show you exactly what I mean here. I'm going to completely erase and delete this stuff here. And so what we typically will show you is to have a line chart. So I'm going to change my candle chart and I'm going to change it to a line chart. You're going to grab your trend line tool and grab it from the top, and then run it through to the second, at least to the 1 and the 2. And then you're going to continue to the downside here, right? And we have multiple touches here, which confirms our properly drawn trend line. So we have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to adjust it a little bit here, right? And then what we will do is change that line chart back to a candle chart, right? And so you should see your candles right through it, and then you can kind of adjust it, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes if it goes through the wicks, that's completely fine. You can adjust it a little bit, and it's not going to be 100% perfect, but it is the best that you can do. So when price comes back up and touches it and shoots past it, you know that it has broken your trend line or your channel or your structure, and then price may be reversing. So that's how we draw our trend line here at BK Trading Academy. Guys, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. If you're a new or struggling trader, DM us, send us an email, which is down in the description, and let us know how we can help you. We have an academy that teaches you from A to Z. If you don't know how to trade at all, or if you're an experienced trader, we make sure that we cover every single thing for you. Guys, we have a Telegram down below in the description. We only have one Telegram, and there's somebody or some people who are impersonating us. We ask you guys to please send us an email in the description. If you have any questions about anybody impersonating us, it's only at BK Trading Academy. That's where you'll see us. There's some people who would even put BK Trading Academy, but may have a lowercase k or a lowercase b. So you guys want to make sure that you stay away from scammers and people like that. It's not just us, but there's a lot of people out there who are well known on YouTube and other things like that. So guys, also look in the description. We have a public Discord. If you haven't joined already, go ahead and join it, where we would like for you guys to interact with other like-minded traders. In the meantime, we will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next video. Stay blessed.